Okay, hi all, good morning. So before we proceed further, do you have any question on these assignments? Anyone?
Question number,
Question number?
I guess question number 2, last 2 bit about the average and more greater than.
Question number 2. This one? This one?
Oh, yes, yes. C and C and D.
This question actually most of you have done mistake. So I will explain each and every sub question of this. So here the question is, you have a cells. Let's start from cells. Okay. First of all, tell me one thing. Let me copy this. Most of you, I think not most, all of you have done mistake here. Not an issue. We'll look into this. Hope my voice is audible clearly.
Yes.
Okay. So this is your sales table, and this is the country. India, the sales is 2000, UK 3000, US this, India this, Germany this. Now the first question is the country with the highest transaction amount. Can you tell me the country with the highest transaction amount?
UK.
Okay, the country
U
with the highest transaction amount. Okay. Highest transaction amount, we told UK. Okay, any other thought?
India.
India. Tajuddin is telling India, I
Because
think.
we have two India.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
My expected output was different from the what I got the result.
You see, I'm asking her highest transaction amount, the country which is having highest transaction amount, right? So first of all, you have to calculate the sum of transaction amount. Correct? No. For
Yeah,
India,
if we calculate, we get UK.
tell me for India, what is the total transaction amount? First of all, answer this question.
Total is 4.
Yes.
Individually, it's 2K2.
No, I'm asking highest transaction amount. So think from functional perspective. Don't think from table level. Think from functional perspective. You are going to solve a business problem. And a business client is telling, tell me the country which is the highest transaction amount. So what you will do? Ideally, you will calculate, first of all, the sum of transaction amount of each and every country, right? Or you will look at the row level. Tell me what you will do, first of all.
Calculate. So UK will be the first.
Oh, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm not asking what to be the first. My first question is highest transaction amount. What I'm asking. First of all, answer this. What is the question? The country in which
Highest transaction amount.
the country in which the transaction amount is highest. So first of all, what you will do here?
Will calculate.
And this is for everyone, not for Tajuddin.
Max of transaction.
First, what we have to do?
In the inner query, max of transaction amount.
Max of transaction amount. No.
Sum up the transaction amounts depending on the country and then find the max of it.
Correct. If I will ask you what is the total bank balance, you will check that if you have 3 accounts. So you will add the bank balance of all the 3 accounts, right? So similarly, first of all, you have to find what is the total transaction amount of India. What is the total transaction amount of India? 4,000, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, you have to add all the transaction amount of India. This is 4,000. For UK, 3,000,
3.
right? Similarly for USA,
Hmm.
1,000. Germany, 2,000. Now mistake what you guys have done is I asked highest transaction amount. So on this column, you have derived the maximum. All of you have done the same thing. I think all of you. You have calculated the maximum transaction amount here, and you told me that the maximum is UK. So your answer is UK. But think from functional perspective. First of all, you have to calculate the total transaction amount for each and every country. Then you will check the maximum. No, is this clear?
Right.
Is this clear for everyone? I'm asking everyone because all of you have done the same mistake. Everyone has done maximum transaction amount. Is this question clear? First of all, yes or no?
Yes, clear.
Anyone, any confusion? So when you have this kind of question, forget about SQL. Try to think, okay, if I have to solve this manually, how I will solve. Okay. Then make a step. So first thing what you will do, step one, what you will do? Calculate the total transaction amount country wise. Am I correct? And you can challenge it. If you think it is not correct, challenge it. That not this is not correct. Why we are doing this? Okay, so what is the first step? Calculate the total transaction amount country wise. Okay, so we derive this value. This is the country, and this is the transaction amount. What next? After this, what you will do?
Then max of this.
Then step two. Now on top of this, you derive the maximum. Okay. Then step two is derive the maximum transaction amount. Okay. Now on top of this, we derive the maximum transaction amount. Okay. Then you will get the output as what is the maximum transaction amount here?
India
India.
and
1,000.
UK.
UK? Oh, UK, yeah. India, no. India or UK?
Yeah.
India, right? So India has the maximum transaction amount of 4,000 rupees. Is this clear? Any doubt, any question? Because in this assignment, I have seen most of you have done mistake. So it seems it is not clear. That is why in this should be clear. This is the starting of the complex query. So it should be clear. Fine. So let me write a query. First step is calculate the total transaction amount country wise. So please help me to write a query to find the total
Select
transaction amount. Select.
country,
Hmm.
comma, sum of transaction amount from sales,
Hmm.
group by country.
Good. Right. Okay, good. Okay, so this query will give me. So now you got the total transaction amount for each and every country. First task is over. Okay.
Yes.
And let's give it alias sum of transaction amount. Now what next after this? What should I do? What next?
So we have to.
Now I will keep this in one CT expression with CT1 as okay. I will keep it here. Now what next? In another CT, what will do?
Select
Select
max of sum of transaction amount.
max of, right? Max of.
Max of, yeah.
You want to find the maximum of. Now this sum of transaction amounts. So I write maximum of sum of transaction amount. And one thing I will tell you to everyone, don't go with shortcut methods now. Okay, there are many shortcut methods for this. Don't go for shortcut methods now. When you are starting is now you're learning phase. So always try to solve the questions in steps, in chunks. Don't go for shortcut method. That will confuse you. Okay, so always go in chunks, in steps. So select maximum sum of transaction amount from which table?
From CT
From CT1. Good.
one.
So now if I will show you the output of this, let's start from CT2. So it is telling that maximum transaction amount is 4,000. Okay, this I got. After this, what should I do?
Display country name.
Then what should I do?
Display country name.
Display country name. Okay. Then what should I do for? Tell me the query. From which city I will get the country name? CT1 or CT2?
CT1.
CT1. So I will write here that I want country name from CT1. But which country name you want? What is the condition?
Where
Where? Where this value equals to how much? 4,000, right?
where sum of tax amount in second query.
Sum of transaction
Tax
amount
amount in
which value?
select.
Select
We can give a list in the CT2.
max. Select maximum sum of transaction amount from which one?
CT2.
CT2. Now run this query. Got the output? India. Is this clear now? Any question, anyone? No question. Hope it is clear. See, I'm repeating again and again. This topic has to be clear for everyone if you're really interested in SQL. If this is not clear, you will not be able to write complex SQL queries. Very frankly, I'm telling. If it is not clear, ask me a number of times.
Tanvir,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, Hafiz.
Line 16, I understood CTE1, but in 16 there is alias. I have some confusion. Like
Yes.
some transaction amount, then after that this alias. Yes.
Sorry, I missed as.
Okay. Yeah, understood. I just confused.
Sorry, it's my
without
mistake.
as.
It's my mistake. I should write as. Actually, even if you will not write as, it text, but it's a best practice. We should always write as. You're correct.
Okay.
Is that clear now?
Yes.
Okay.
Tanvir,
Yeah.
I wrote this query in some other manner. I would like to see if it is correct or not. I wrote as like select country from say where transaction amount in brackets select maximum transaction amount from sales.
Tell me the query once more. Select
country from sales.
From sales. Where
Transaction amount in bracket select maximum of transaction amount from sales.
Okay, see, the problem with this query is here you are telling that I want that particular country from the sales table where transaction amount is. Transaction amount is which transaction amount? You are telling SQL engine that first of all go and pick the maximum transaction amount from the sales table. Okay, that is what you're telling me. So if you will find a maximum transaction amount from sales table, so what will be the output of this query?
Okay. That will be 3,000.
Okay.
3,000, right? This maximum transaction amount from sales is 3,000. Okay. Now tell me one thing. Do you think that maximum transaction amount is 3,000? No issues. That is good. You have thought in different way. But let's discuss what's the problem. Do you think this maximum transaction amount is 3,000?
No, for India it is coming out to be 4,000.
So first of all,
Okay.
you have to find sum of the transaction account. Then you
Right.
have to find the maximum. Okay.
Mm.
If okay, 1 minute, I will show you one more thing. So this is solution one using CT. Okay. Now this query which you have to know. So this is actually solution 2 using subquery. I will show you how you can solve using this as well.
Okay.
Using this method, actually what you have to do is, first of all, you have to find this one. First of all, you have to find this one. For each and every country, what is the total transaction amount? So this query will give you for each and every country, this is the total transaction amount, right? Now what I will do, sorry. Now what I will do is, on top of this, I will find the maximum. Okay. So after this, what is the subquery again? That will be difficult. No, leave it. It will become very complicated. Okay, leave it. So CT is this
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine then. That will not work. If you guys have any other solution, then you can connect with me on a personal window, because it's difficult to discuss each and every solution here. You can let me know if you're thinking that, okay, why my solution is incorrect. You connect with me. Okay. Any other question?
So if we don't add CT2 in the first solution, that will also work, right? If we can directly include that max of sum of transaction amount in the subquery written in the 21th line.
21 line. Yeah, tell me, can you repeat?
So if we don't include CT2 and directly write the query after 18th line as a select country from sales where transaction amount in, and in this inner query we can write as select max of sum of transaction amount from CT1.
I didn't get you. You are telling that you want to write in this manner. No? This is the query you're telling. I think after this, after here, line number 27, you're telling, no?
Correct.
Tell me what, select?
Select a country from sales.
Country from sales, right?
Yeah, where tax amount in.
Country from sales, where?
Tax amount in.
Transaction amount in.
Brackets, select max of.
Select. No, see, this will not work. This will not work. I will tell you why. Okay, but let me first of all you complete your query. Maximum of
the alias name used, sum of transaction.
Sum of
and number 26.
Transaction amount from CT1.
From CT1. Yeah.
This is your query, right? Okay. Let me run this, but this will not work, and this will give the output no data found. No data found, right? Why? Any idea why it is saying no data found? Who will answer this? See, the reason is in line number 6, you have got the total transaction amount country wise. Okay, this is clear. Line number 26. Fine.
Yes.
In line number 28, you're telling to SQL engine, I want that country from sales table where transaction amount in this value, right?
So
now
some amount is not the column. Is that a problem? Like.
So now here you are deriving maximum sum transaction amount from CT. So from here, the maximum sum of transaction amount will be how much? 3,000, right? Now this, sorry, 4,000. Now this 4,000 is not present in the sales table.
Yeah,
why? Because this 4,000 is coming after summation, but in the original table it is not present now.
Yes.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. But that's good. You're thinking in another way. That's good. Okay. 1 minute, guys. I want to show you something. Yeah. This is the one. This 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, I have written this query line. Let me delete this one. I have written this query from line number 34 to 37. So I will explain what this query is, but you are getting the correct output. Okay. Fine. Okay, see. Same question I have done using method 1, CT. This is the one. And same question I have done using subquery. This is the one. Okay. They both are giving the same output. Fine. First of all, I'm repeating. Okay, I'm repeating it. This CT. Any question, anyone? Then I'll proceed further. Hope it's clear to everyone. Okay. Same question I have done using subquery. You got the same output. This subquery I want to explain you. Okay. And then I will tell you why we go for CT. Because when I was teaching you CT at that moment, I've told you that don't think why CT, right? I just told you that right now, just try to understand what is CT, why CT, ignore it. Okay. So now I will just try to give you a very high level understanding that how CT is helpful. Okay. First of all, I will give few seconds, 10 to 20 seconds for you guys to look into this query line number 26 till 29, which I've highlighted. First of all, analyze this and think you on your own. Then I will explain this. Your time starts now. Okay. Anyone who understood or want to explain? Anyone, guys?
So 8. So
yeah, Kumar, go ahead. Tell me.
For country wise, so grouping by country and calculating the summation, right? So and from the result set of this inner query, we are getting the max of sum of tax amount. So here we will get that 4,000. Okay, India and 4,000. So again in query 26, right? So so again we are doing the summation so that and grouping it with country and only then maybe we can arrive the same result set of the 28th line. So it's like after applying group by. So if we directly use the same core table without using group by, then we won't be getting any value like previously you have shown, right? So again we are doing group by and we are getting same result set, and from where we are getting the like we are checking the maximum amount, and for that particular maximum amount we are getting the country.
Okay, good. Fine, good explanation. So this second solution too, which I have shown, okay, is known as subquery method. Okay, and it is recommended to not to use this. Okay, but there are certain scenarios in your project requirement there where you have to use this. That is a compulsion. So I'm not telling that totally discard this subquery. No. When you have options, that same question you can solve it in CT or subquery, then you have to go for CT. But this question I'm showing you with CT and subquery both, so that I can do your comparison between the both. Okay. So let's try to understand what is happening in this query, and always use subquery. Try to analyze from the inner query. Start analyzing from the inner query. Okay. So this is your subquery. Let's try to analyze this. First of all, we will execute the innermost query. This is the innermost query. Okay. This is your innermost query. Let me run this query. This innermost. This query will give me the total transaction amount for each and every country, right? Okay. Okay, this is the output of the innermost query. Any question here? Output is clear. This is the output of your innermost query. Okay. Innermost query is giving the total transaction amount for each and every country. Okay. Now we will see the outer query to this. So this is the outer query to that innermost query, right? Okay. The outer query is trying to find the maximum of sum of transaction amount, right? From this query, 28 line number, what I am trying to derive maximum of sum of transaction amount from this query. Now here you will be confused. You will be thinking that always after from we use the table name, right? Correct, no? So far you have seen after from I will write the table name. But here in line number 28, I have not written the table name after from. So here actually what I'm telling to SQL engine, that SQL, I want the maximum of the sum of transaction amount, and this data you will get from this query. So first of all, you execute this inner query, and whatever data you are getting from this inner query, from that data, tell me the maximum of sum of transaction amount. So this is the meaning of this query. Okay. Now if I will run this query, this is the second part. Now if I will run this query, so maximum was 4,000, right? So it has given you 4,000 in the market. Any questions so far? This has to be clear. Very important concept of SQL. Any question here? No questions? Okay.
Yeah, the from part. I mean, how it works.
This from part?
Yes.
Okay, I will repeat, no problem. This query which I have highlighted in line number 28. Okay, here I am telling to SQL engine that SQL I want, select, I'm telling I want, what I want, maximum of sum of transaction amount. From where? Generally after from, what I used to give? Table name, right? But here you guys will be surprised that after from here I have given a query. This is the query. So actually I'm telling to SQL engine that SQL, first of all, execute this query. Okay. So SQL has suppose executed this query. This is the output, right? Now read this query from beginning. Now I'm telling to SQL engine that SQL I want maximum of sum of transaction amount from this query. It means from this table. From this table. Now is it clear? So what is the maximum value of the sum of transaction amount? 4,000. So that is why when you will run this entire query, it will give you value as 4,000. Is it clear, Akansha?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Any question here so far? Okay. So I got the value 4,000. Okay. So far we got this value 4,000. Now what else? Then after this, I have written this query in the outer query. Here I am telling I want country, sum of transaction amount and all those things from group by country. So if I will execute till here, so what is the meaning of this? The highlighted one. Till here I am telling to SQL engine that tell me that for each and every country, what is the total transaction amount, right? If I'll execute till here only, this will give me the total transaction amount for each and every country is this value, right? But which value I'm searching here? Which value I'm searching here? 4,000. It means I'm searching that value out of this, which is coming from this query, because this query is giving me the maximum value, right? So that is why finally I'm telling to SQL engine that SQL, I want country and then sum of transaction amount from sales table, group by country, but I want only those value. That is why given here having filter condition. I want only those value which is coming from this inner query. Now this inner query is giving me the maximum transaction amount, right? So that is why when I will run this entire query, this will give me the value India, which is the 4,000. Is this clear now? Is this clear, guys? Anyone who wants to repeat this? Wants me to repeat this? Okay, I think it's clear. So this is another way to write the same question using subquery. Now, be honest and tell me which one is simple, CT or subquery?
CT.
CT. If you see number of line of code, so number of line of code I think is less in subquery. But if I'm telling someone to analyze this query, you see it is very segmented, segregated, right? In each and every step, it is clear, stepwise, correct. Each and every step it is clearly mentioned what we are doing. But if I will show this query to someone who is very new to SQL, so he will get confused that a lot of sub inner queries are right. First of all, this is one inner query. For this inner query, you have this outer query, right? Now this entire query is acting as an inner query for this query, for this outer query. So this is going in nested subquery. And this impacts the performance as well. Why? First of all, this will be executed. Okay, for this, we'll get this as an output. Then again, this will work and this will work on top of this output. So again, that will be executed. So that is why we prefer writing queries using CT. This is the reason. It is very clear, segregated. You can understand each and every piece what is happening. Fine. Okay, then I move to the next question. Any other question apart from this? Oh, sorry. I told that highest transaction amount only, first part I've covered. Similarly, you can find the least transaction amount. Instead of max, you have to find a minimum. Okay, part B. Part C, whose transaction amount is greater than average transaction amount of all the countries. It is simple. Let me copy this. Question C. Now, can you tell me guys what to do here? This is your table. What to do here? What is the question? Whose transaction amount is greater than the average transaction amount of all the countries. Okay. So first of all, what we have to do here?
First, we'll have to calculate the average of all the
First
countries.
of all, calculate the average transaction amount, right? Average transaction amount from sales. Okay. So this is the average transaction amount. Okay. Now what next? You got the average transaction of this then.
In outer query, we can select the country or whatever the ask from question.
Oh, first of all,
we
you have to
to
find the
sum the tax
sum of
transaction.
right. First of all, find the sum of transaction amount. Right. First step, same thing. This is done, right? And let's keep this in CT2. See, in CT1, what we have done? We have calculated the total transaction amount for each and every country, CT1, right? Now in CT2, what happened? I have derived the average transaction amount. Okay, let me keep the alias here as average transaction amount. Okay, then what we'll do next?
And display the country by comparing the sum and the average.
Now I will tell to SQL engine that SQL I want country, comma sum of transaction amount from CT1 where, but which transaction amount I want? That amount, sum of transaction amount, which is greater than
Average.
CT2
average.
values. Average.
CT2 value, very good. Average transaction amount from. Okay. So now you will get, they say average is 2000. So you will see all the countries which is having greater than 2000. UK and India have 3000 and 4000. So they are above average. Okay. So this kind of analysis are very common for data analysts. So they will check the location, the sector, the fund, which are performing above average and then below average. Hope it is clear. You see, if you will understand, yeah.
Tanvir, line in 14. In CT2, we are sending average underscore tax amount as a column to the CT2, right? In the 51 line, greater than, after the greater than, we again have to write select average amount from CT2. Is there any way to directly write greater than CT2? Because CT2 is a virtual table. We again have to write.
Directly what you like? Tell me the query. Directly what you like? Select after.
No, not select. Just like CT2 content only one column.
No. This is a syntax. You are correct. Okay. But this is syntax. You have to follow this. I got your point. You are telling that in CT2 SQL knows that there is only one column. Then what is the need that we write explicitly select, right?
Yes.
That is the syntax. You have to follow it. Okay.
Got it.
Fine. If you have understood this format, all the questions are exactly on the same format. Same format you have to follow. So, but I will suggest first of all, for any question, try to think that, okay, manually, if I have to solve, how I will solve. Create a steps to say how I have done it. Here, how we have done it. A step. In a step one, what I will do. So for this step, I have written a query. A step two, what I have to do. For this step, I have written a query. So first of all, write the steps. Okay, that okay, what I have to do in this step. And believe me, this is the best way. And you will get another level of confidence. And it is like you are you are understanding each and every nut and bolt of SQL, what is working. Okay. So yeah, any other question? Similarly, less than, so you can do this. Just less than operator you have to apply. Any other question, guys? Okay,
this assignment is for 29th, no?
Yes, 29th August. Okay, I will stop here. I will not extend any other question. I will request you guys, those who have worked, those who have not worked, for those who have given the review comment that is incorrect. Again, you think, again try, and don't be in a hurry. Okay, still we have 2-3 weeks to go. Don't be in a hurry. Again, try it, and let me know in the next class, is there any improvement, or if you want me to solve any other question, we'll discuss it again. Okay. Is that fine? Make sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I want to move to the next set of topics. Minus and all those things. Okay. daily at least you have to put in 2 hours time. Okay, for SQL. And you know, like how I can tell I don't have any words to tell how SQL is important these days. Go for any job profile, front end, back end, admin, data analyst, any job profile you tell me, they are looking for SQL. Okay. So, and almost minimum 50% weightage is given to SQL in any interviews. Okay, so take it seriously, very important. Okay, now I will try to explain you about this. Insert into imply one values, and there you have this as 1, and then I'm taking some more values here. 2, there. I can request you guys to go on it. Let's start for employee. So this is our employee one table. In this, I have value 1, 2, 3, very simple. Okay. And then I have another table. Employee 2. And this I have. Let me keep it very, very, very simple first of all. What is confusing? This is an employee 2 table. And I will tell you where this is used in project and all this stuff. Okay. But this is the data. So you have employee 1 table, you have employee 2 table, very simple data I have taken. Okay. Now, suppose here if I will ask you that, okay, tell me the IDs which is present in employee 1 table, what not present in employee 2 table. ID which is present in employee 1, but missing in employee 2.
ID 3.
3.
ID 3, right? Okay, good. ID 3 is present in employee 1, but missing in employee 2. This is generally used in migration projects when you want to move data from one table to another table. And you want to confirm, you want to assure that, okay, all the records has moved correctly or not. And this is also used in ETL projects when you're moving data from source to stage to integration layer. I'm not going in detail about all those things, but yes, it is very commonly and widely used what it is a use case in any database project. Okay. So you told that, okay, Tanveer ID 3 is present in employee 1 table, but missing an employee 2 table. Okay, that is correct. But if you have millions of record, it is not possible to just have a look and tell that what are the IDs which is missing. So for that, what should be the query? And you all know the answer. Just think, you all know it.
Select ID from EMP1.
EMP1.
Where
Where?
ID not in.
Wait. ID not in.
Bracket.
Select
ID from EMP2.
Good. So this is the query I will run, and this will give me the IDs which is present in employee 1, but not present in employee 2, and the answer is 3. So ID 3 is present in employee 1 table, but missing in employee 2, right? Hope this query is clear to you all. And here we have used this not in condition. The meaning of this is the ID which is not present in employee 2, you want those IDs. So employee 3, ID 3 is not present in employee 2, and that is the output. Is this query clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now there is one more way for this. Select ID from employee 1 minus. This is what I want to explain you. ID from employee 2, and I'm executing this and check the output. Will be the same output. Okay. So this is your using 1 and 2. These are the two
Tanvir, is you
one minute. Hold on. So these are the two ways to solve this question using not in and using minus. Now, you might be thinking that same question I can do using not in, then why minus, right? Correct, no? Same question we can do using not in, then why minus? But first of all, check this. I have written select ID from employee 1 minus select ID from employee 2. I got the correct output or not? Okay. Now the question is, then we can solve using not in. Then why you are teaching this new minus? I could not see any benefit of this, right? Okay. So we will try to understand what is the benefit of this. Now, suppose in your employee 1 table, I have a null record. Okay, I have null in employee 1. Let me show this to you. I have null. Now, if I will execute this query, so what should be the output? Tell me.
3 and null should be
right. If you're talking the normal behavior, so ID is 3 and null is present in employee 1, but not present in employee 2. So output should be 3 and null, right? So let me run this. Output is 3 only. It is not giving null as an output. Is this correct? Tell me, is this correct?
no.
Oh, why is this first time guys? It is not correct. Ideally, 3 and null should be the output because 3 and null is there in employee 1, but missing in employee 2. But this not in is giving 3 only. So what we concluded, not an fails to capture null records. Is this clear? Okay, now I'm running this minus. Check the output. What is in the output? 3 and null both. So now you got the reason why we use minus operator. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So not in fails to capture null record. That is why we have this minus operator. This will capture the null as well. That is your minus operator. That is the reason we have this minus operator. Any question? Over to you guys.
What will happen in the case of duplicate IDs? So
Good.
it will capture multiple times or just a single one?
Good. So now the question is that, okay, fine, then you have shown for null. So your minus operator is able to capture null, and that is fine. We appreciate it. But please show us for duplicate. Okay. Right. Let's try to understand for duplicate. Suppose this ID 3. I'm inserting this record again. Now in this employee table, employee 1 table, if I will ask you, tell me the ID which is duplicate. ID 3. Okay. If I will run this query, no, don't leave this one. If I will run this query, normally, what should be the output? What do you think? What should be the output?
Null and 3.
Null 3 and 3, right? Because a null is missing. Null is present here, it is not present here, so null should be output. This 3 is present here, this 3 is not present here. 3 should be the output. This 3 is present here, it is not here, so 3 should be the output. So null and 3 should be the output, right? Now I'm running this query. What is that? Null and 3 only. So what we concluded? Tell me what is the conclusion?
The duplicate value is also taken care of by minus.
No, duplicate values it is ignoring, no.
Yes.
Minus
Ignoring the
ignores duplicate, right? And then what about not in? Let me run this. What about this?
capturing the duplicates.
Not in captures duplicate records. So now is the difference clear between not in and minus? Not in fails to capture null, but it captures duplicate. And just exactly opposite is with minus. It will capture null, but ignore duplicate. Is this clear? Any question? So this is your minus operator. That's all. Do you have any question? No. Okay. If you don't have a question now, I'll do a little bit twist here. Now we'll change the structure of this table. Top table imply 1, top table imply 2. Now in this imply 1 table, I want to add name as well. Name varchar 50. Some name. A, B, C. Let me remove this. Okay. Here again, I have one more column. Name. Varchar 50. A, B. Now this is imply 1 table. Now this is imply 2 table. Okay. Now, now if I will write select ID comma name from imply 1 minus select ID comma name by 2. Now tell me what should be the output. I have used 2 columns now. Earlier I have used only 1 column. Now what should be the output?
C.
3C.
3C.
3C. Good. So 3C is the output. Correct. It means in minus you can use 2 columns as well. Can we use 3 columns?
Yes, they both are same.
Can we use 4 columns? Yes.
Yes.
There is no limitation. But if you will use this in not in, that is not possible, right? So this is again one use case of minus. You can compare a number of columns from source table and target table. Is that clear? Now, if it is clear, tell me one thing. For B, here I have, now this is very important and little bit twist. There's a twist here. Yeah, not. Oh, let's see, it's not there. It's there. It's there. 40. Okay. Now in employee 1 table, I have 4D. Employee 2 table, I have 4E. These 2 new records I have added. Now if I will run this not query, what should be the output? Tell me. What should be the output now?
3C and 4D.
3C and 4D only.
3C and 4D. So you are telling 3C and 4D are present in employee 1, but missing in employee 2. That is what you mean, right?
Yes.
Okay, but 4 is present here, no? 4 is present in employee 2 table, right? Then why you're telling 4D is also missing in employee 2? Why?
But we are selecting the combination of ID and name.
Good, good. We are selecting the combination. ID and name. So 4D combination I will check. Do you have 4D here? No, I don't have 4D. Okay, so that's why 4D will also be in the output. 3C and 4D. Okay, so don't get confused. Few of you might be thinking that Tanvir, all 4 is present here, 4 is present here. Yes, it is present, but you are considering combination here. You are considering combination, so you have to combine this 4D. Is 4D present here? The combination is not present, so that is why the SQL is telling that Tanvir 3C and 4D are missing in employee 2. Is that clear?
Tanvir, why not 4E? Like it works like for if we write EMP1 first before minus, then it will show those records only which are there in EMP1 and not in EMP2, but not those which are in EMP2 and not in EMP1.
Very good analysis. This I was just about to explain this, but you have answered. Very good. Same question you can ask that, okay, fine, Tanvir, here you are showing the IDs which is present in employee 1, but missing in employee 2, right? But what if I reverse this or swap it? Now, what is the meaning of this query? First of all, explain me the meaning of this query. And Ishta has answered, I think, yes. Tell me what is the meaning of this query?
So we want those records who are present in employee 2 table, not in employee 1.
Correct. Now I'm asking SQL engine that SQL tell me the combination of ID and name which is present in employee 2 but missing in employee 1. Now tell me what are those combination which is in employee 2 but missing in employee 1. 4E. Okay. So now I'm running this and output is 4E. So you can use either source minus target or target minus source, your wish. That is totally on your business requirement. That's all. Any question?
Tanvir, this use case of minus works when we have the column name same from the both tables.
I will come to that. That is the next topic. Any questions so far? On this, whatever I've taught so far. Any question on this?
So Tanvir, we cannot use combination with where, like in bracket.
You can use. I will give few examples. Assignment question today. You can use. So here, after from whatever you want, where, group by, having, subquery, city, whatever you want, you can use. Okay. So that entire will become one query, and then from that will do minus for the other query. It is not like you have to write only till from. If you have something where, you can add where condition as well. If you want to have having condition, you add those conditions as well. Okay. Is that your question? Have I answered?
No, actually, I was asking for using in not null. So where we so just in line 75. So where we have used only ID column. Okay, but can we use ID and name both together here as well?
Here.
Yes.
No. Here you cannot use.
In the bracket, can we not use like where?
No. This will throw error message. This will throw error.
But we need to use in inner query select ID.
Oh, okay. You are telling here as well. This one.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we can use.
Okay. See, actually the concept is this is working fine here, but okay, give me some time. I'll come to this. So this is the topic which I have to explain after this. Okay. Any other question on the topic what I've discussed so far? No? Okay. I'm proceeding further now. Now, here in the same query, this one we're discussing about this. Okay. Oh, let me change and keep the original one, employee 1 minus employee 2. In this query, if I will write here ID, and if I will, no, leave it. This one. If I will execute this query, what will be the output? What I have done? What new change I have done? Can you tell me?
That is changed in the first query.
No, it is not same. It's different. It's different. What happened?
Just printing first, just writing name first and then ID.
Yes, I have changed the sequence of columns, right? Earlier it was ID comma name. Now it is name comma ID. I have changed the sequence, right? So now if I will execute this query, what should be the output?
I think error.
I think error it will.
Why it will give error?
Because mapping, it will check first with name with ID, so
good,
that value will not match.
Good, perfect. From this query, you're telling SQL engine to match name with ID and this ID with name. And this doesn't make any business sense to match name with ID. ID is 1, 2, 3, 4. Name is ABCD. Different. Data type is different. So that is why you should not match two columns with different data type. It will throw error message. Just throwing error message. So always try to match columns which have same data type. Or suppose I have here name and I have here ID. I will execute this, what will be the output?
Error.
Error. Why?
Data type is different.
Data type is different. Okay. So what we learned in minus, whenever you're using the columns, they must be having the same data type. The corresponding columns must be having the same data type. Now, when I've written ID comma name here, and I have written here ID comma name, what about this? What about this query?
Corresponding columns having same data type.
Corresponding columns have same data type. Here ID is integer. Here also ID is integer. Here name is varchar. Here name is varchar. Okay. So it will check the data type and don't go by the naming that okay it is ID, so it is exactly same ID. No, maybe here you can use employee ID column name. So SQL is not bothered what the name you have given. It will just check the data type is correct or not, and it will work on that. Okay. Is this clear? Any question? So what we learned, the columns which you are using in minus query, they must be having the same data type, else the SQL engine will fail to compare and will throw error message.
Tanvir, what if ID and name both are varchar type?
Then fine.
And then if then it will, like, logically the output will be wrong, but the query will work.
Yes, perfect. Logically it is wrong, but your query will work because your SQL doesn't know what is happening in your business, right? It will just check the syntax. The syntax is the data type should be correct. It will work.
Okay.
Okay. You can try all those things.
Yeah. So I have a question. So it's like line 70 and 72, right? So selecting the columns, right? So number of columns should be same.
Yes.
Like above and below minus, right? Okay.
I was coming to this, but you asked. What about this query? What about this query? Error. Why?
Number of columns.
Number of columns are different. In line number 70, how many columns you have? 1 column. In line number 72, how many columns you have? 2 columns. So here you are telling it will compare ID with this ID, but name with which column it should compare, right? Do you have any placeholder here in line number 70? No. So this will throw error message. Okay. Query block has incorrect number of columns. Okay. So I'm done with minus. Now the forum is open. Now keep on asking questions.
If in EMP, yeah, if in EMP1 we write 2 columns and then we apply minus operator and there is 1 column in EMP2, then it will work or not work?
You see, number of columns, what we have, that doesn't matter. Suppose in MP1, if you have here salary as well, I got your point. You are telling, suppose you have salary as well here. Okay. And in employee 2, I have only 2 columns. Okay. So SQL engine is not bothered that in each and every table, how many columns are there. SQL engine is just bothered about this query. In this query, how many columns you are going to mention here. It bothered about that.
I'm talking about this query. If I write ID, comma name from EMP1 minus select ID from EMP2, then it will work.
ID, comma name from EMP1 minus
only ID.
This one you're telling? Okay. What do you think? What do you think? Here you're telling to do minus. So this ID will be matched with this ID. That is fine. This name you will match with which column? Do you
There
have
is
any
no
column?
column.
There is no column. So SQL is confused and it will throw error message.
Okay.
Okay. Error message is there. So what we learned, the number of columns must be same. The data type of columns must be same. These are the two conditions for the minus query. Hope it is clear. Any question? I think it's not clear.
It's clear, Tanvir. Yes.
Someone is asking question.
Yeah, Tanvir, so it's like, so after ID, so instead of giving the name, can we hard code it as some varchar type value? So will it work?
After ID, hard code, varchar value. So I didn't get what you're telling.
No. Instead of name, can we have some value A or B? So directly, can we hard code?
Okay. Got it. 1 minute. This one you're telling, right? Actually, this value hard coding.
So one query we can have it name, and in the above query instead of that name column, can we have some A or B?
Oh, okay. You were telling this one.
Yes.
This one, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Same concept. Exactly same concept. What I have taught is applied here. See, check the rule 1. Both the tables have the same number of columns or not. Even if you have hard coded, this is behaving as a column. This is a column. Okay, you have hard coded, that is fine, but this is a column. Here you have 2 columns, here you have 2 columns. So fine, it will work. Okay. Got it? Now, is your question clear? Oh, sorry, the one who has asked, is it clear, boss?
Yes, Tanvir. Yes, Tanvir.
Okay. Now, sorry, one concept it slipped from my mind, but suddenly I remember now. So this is the output 3C and 4D, and you all are convinced this ID 3C and 4D are missing in the output. Okay. I thought that, okay, let's sort this in descending order. Okay, the output I thought that let's sort this in descending order, because now you have 3-4 records in project, you have millions of records. I thought let's sort it in descending order. So I have written here order by ID descending. Okay, this is the way to sort, right? We all know this. So now I'm executing this query. Oh, what happened? SQL engine is throwing error message. Okay. Now, what if the same order by file right here? Then what will happen? Now it is working fine. And the output is sorted in descending order, right? You check the ID. It is in descending order. Okay. What you learned from this? Most of the time in interviews, I ask this question and the students they fail to answer this. Why? What happened?
When we write order by line number, it will sort the result based on the whatever the final output will show. In the 70th row, it will sort it, but while comparing it, it will give some error, I guess.
Yes, that I have shown you. Don't guess that I have shown it is throwing error message. So actually, order by in minus is used in the final query, and don't think that this order by is applied on this query. No, actually, this order by is See, actually, it is like this. when you're executing this query, the meaning of this order by is you are telling to SQL engine that apply your minus operator, whatever you are doing. And then finally, whatever result is coming, sort it. This is the meaning of this order by if you're writing here. But if you're writing this order by here, so here what we're telling SQL engine that sort this ID and name in descending and then compare with this. So in this case, it will show error message and it will not work. So be careful while using order by in minus. Is this clear? Clear? Any question? Okay, fine. I think it is clear. No questions, right? But you should ask a question, guys. That why? What is the reason that SQL is throwing error message when I'm writing order by here? Right? See, the reason is when you're telling SQL engine to do this minus operator, so internally, no, that concept I'm not talking about. Right. Leave it. Wait. When I explain you, though I did, and I will explain you that part. Now it was clear confusion. Okay, leave it. So this is all about minus. Now I'm done with minus. Do you have any question? No. Anyone who wants me to repeat this minus? Very frequently used keyword. No. Okay, you don't have any question? No.
Then
yeah,
this is the kind of final summary here. So we can use minus whenever we have a same column name in both the tables.
Yes. Column name, no, not column name. Same data type. Column name, you keep any column name. I'm not bothered about that. Data type should be same.
Okay. Got it.
And number of columns as well.
So it depends upon
number
the
of
data.
columns. 1 minute. Sorry. Number of columns not in table. Number of columns in query. What you're writing. Okay. Suppose this employee 1 table, it can have 50 columns. This employee 2 table, it has 10 columns. I'm not bothered about that. My concern is how many columns you have mentioned here in this query. That should be same. Okay. Fine. Now tell me one limitation of minus where it fails. Where minus fails. If you understood this.
To find duplicate records.
Good. It fails to find that duplicate record. Now I'm telling you a very important thing. It happened in my project. What happened? We are migrating the transaction amount from source to target. Okay, and there was something millions of transactions were there. And the testing team has tested and they told that okay, all the record has migrated. Okay. But actually all the records were not migrated. What happened? This minus will just show you that suppose. Let me show me this example. Let me take one more example. Table transaction ID. One. I have this 3. Okay, so I have here transaction 1 table. In this, I have this ID 1, 2, 3, and let me show you this. Select the star from transaction. Okay. So the values are 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I have here one more table, transaction 2. Transaction 2. this. Okay, now I'm running this query. And this I have 1 and 2. Okay. Now tell me one thing. I know this is very simple. Now you guys will tell me answer. Select transaction ID from transaction 1 minus select transaction ID from transaction 2. What will be the output of this query?
3.
3. Okay. So it means the transaction ID has missed and it was not loaded in target table. Okay, fine. Now I have a duplicate transaction ID 3 here. Now I'm running this query again. Now tell me, is this correct? It is telling only transaction ID 3 is missed. So it is giving me a sense that only one record has missed in the target table. But do you think only one record has missed in the target table? No, 2 record has missed. Maybe the value of this transaction ID 3 will be 1 million. And this transaction ID 3 will be 9 million, right? So it means total you have missed 10 million transaction in the target table. But you are telling that you have missed only one record of transaction ID 3. So maybe if I will see that, oh, only 1 million is missing or only 9 million is missing. But this is the limitation. It doesn't give the exact picture, the total what, how many values are missing. It will not give the frequency. It is just an alarm. It will give you that, okay, this particular transaction ID is missing. Now you have to go and do the analysis, further analysis, that maybe this transaction ID 3 might have occurred 10 times, might have occurred 100 times, but this minus will show you only once. So you have to be careful while using this. This is one of the limitation of this minus operator. Fine. Any question? Clear? Okay. Now there is opposite of minus. If I will ask you that, tell me the IDs which is present in both the table, transaction 1 and transaction 2. So for that we have a keyword which is known as intersect. Okay, this will tell you the IDs which is common in both tables. Now see, in both the tables ID 1 and 2 is common. So this intersect operator will give you the IDs which is common in both the tables. Is this clear? No? Okay, suppose if I have null here. In transaction 1 table I have null, and in transaction 2 table as well. Suppose if I have null. So do you think this intersect will catch null as well? It's present in both the tables, right? Running this. Oh, it has catched null as well. So 1, 2 and null are present in both the tables. To intersect can catch your null values as well. Any question, guys?
Tanvir, what about duplicate in these cases?
Yes, I'm coming to that. It can capture null. Now coming to duplicate. So here 1, 2 is there, 1, 2 is there. Suppose if I am inserting this 1 again in this table, I'm inserting this 1 again. This duplicate. Okay. Now I'm inserting this 1 again in this table as well. So now you have 1 duplicate in both the tables. So now tell me, if I will execute this intersect, what should be the output? Null is duplicate here, right? Sorry, 1 is duplicate here. 1 is also duplicate here. And then 2 is also present in both the tables. Null is also present in both the tables. So what should be the output as per your understanding, guys? What do you think?
Show duplicate, I guess.
One null.
Normally it should give 1, 1, 2 and null, right? Because even if it is duplicate, we want to see the transaction, right? So normally it should be 1, 1, 2 and null, right? Okay, let me run this. 1, 2 and null is in the output. So what you concluded?
It won't
Does not include
include null.
It ignores Duplicate.
Duplicate.
Apart from this, in intersect, all the rules, regulations are exactly same as which one?
Minus.
Minus. Exactly same as minus. Exactly same. But functionality wise, it is, and I will not tell exactly opposite, but yeah, very much opposite to the minus. This will give you the things which is common in both the tables. Okay. Now, can you think of any other operator which behaves very much similar to intersect? And you all know the answer.
Equal to?
Very good.
In
operator. Transaction ID from transaction 1 where transaction ID in. Correct? Select transaction ID from transaction 2. Okay. So this is the use of in. No? It will give you the values which is present in both the tables. 1, 1, 2. So what you understood from this in operator?
It will capture duplicate.
Capture the duplicate record.
Operator captures duplicate. Any other conclusion?
Ignore the null values.
Okay, got it. So this is the where you can use in, where you have to use intersect. You have to be very, very careful. Okay. What else? Any question on this? No. Okay.
So Tanveer, one question. So since you said that the limitation of these two operators are they avoid the duplicate value, so is there a way we can fix it?
This was an assignment question you were asking actually. I will give this question today. This is an assignment question. Okay, fine. So today I will give an assignment. Yeah, there you get this question that we have to consider duplicate as well. Think then, okay, how to solve that. Okay. Is that fine? Got it?
Okay. Yes.
Today I will give an assignment question. In that, the same question is there. That you have to find ideas which is missing, but you have to consider duplicate as well. So you will see that question. Okay. So try to do that and then we'll discuss tomorrow.
Sure.
Okay, because actually that question is you have to consider duplicate and you have to consider null as well. Why? Because given both the condition, because if you consider duplicate, then you have to use in, but if you consider null, you have to use minus, intersect. So which one to use, how to balance both. So that is the beauty of that question. We'll see that tomorrow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, now tell me one thing. Transaction ID from transaction 1 union transaction ID from transaction 2. Ignore this. What is union? Forget about this. Just look at the output. 1, 2, 3 and null is the output. In transaction 1, the value is 1, 2, 3, 3, null 1. This is not an example actually. Okay. Let me run this union again. And this is the output. Ignore this union. Okay. Just look at the output and apply your reasoning logic and tell me 1, 2, 3, 4 null. You're getting this output. So what is happening here? Tell me.
All the distinct IDs in both the tables are being displayed.
Good. It is like it is displaying the distinct IDs from both the table. So that is your union operator. It will give you the distinct from both the tables. Any question? Only distinct. It is able to capture a duplicate?
No.
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 It is able to capture null?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. The union is clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now union all. Now I will not run this. You think and tell me what should be the output for union all, as the name indicates. Union, but all. What it means?
It will include the duplicates of
both all entries from both tables.
That's all. You guys are intelligent. Now it's in front of you. Clear? Union all means I'm not bothered whether it is duplicate, whether it is null, whether it is diamond, whether it is gold, whether it is platinum, whatever is there, display all the values. So now you see you're getting all the values from the both the tables. You see you have null as well, you have ID 1 is duplicate, so you're getting duplicate as well. So that is a union all. So we have covered today set operator minus, intersect, union, and union all are known as set operator. Little bit confusing. I'll not tell this is tough. Yeah, little bit confusing, but I have shown you with analysis as well. Okay. So finally, I have 4 more minutes left. So this is your not in. Summarize here. This is a not in. This minus. This is your minus. Minus. Then union. First point. Captures duplicate or not?
No.
No.
But it captures null?
Yes.
Ignores?
Null.
Duplicate.
Duplicate.
Duplicate. Right. Union all. Captures?
All
Null.
duplicates plus null.
Captures? Duplicate. Okay. So this is a summary of what we have discussed today. Very important point. Now, question to you guys. Out of this 6 operator in, intersect, not in, minus, union, union all. If I will ask you, which operator has inbuilt distinct functionality? Inbuilt distinct functionality. What will be your answer?
Union.
Union.
Good. Then only union has inbuilt distinct functionality. Anyone else?
In operator.
No. In captures duplicate. So you cannot
Minus
tell
operator.
minus operator. Intersect operator, right?
Yeah.
Good. Very good. Inbuilt distinct functionality. Pardon me for spellings. Minus and then
Intersect.
Then
Union.
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 Okay, this is from today's class. Any other keyword which you know, and you have studied, we have discussed those keywords. You all know the answer. That has inbuilt
Distinct
distinct
keyword.
functionality. Which one?
Distinct keyword.
Distinct itself is there. Apart from that, you all know the answer. Just think. You all know the answer.
Not in.
Not in, no.
Group by.
Good. Who told? Ashish told. Good. Now
Ashish.
think. Is the group by correct answer or not? Group by. What is the
Yes.
function of group by?
Creating a
union.
Create
distinct
unique
bucket.
distinct bucket. So these 4 are the keywords. We have few more we'll discuss down the line, which have inbuilt distinct functionality. So on my LinkedIn page, I have shared this, I think, last week. So on LinkedIn page, I used to share all those things. So whenever you get time, go through that. Many other things are also there. So that's all for today. But today I will give you assignment question. Today is like 4th week, right? Then 5th and 6th, 2 more weeks are there. In 2 more weeks, I have to plan this operators. Things are pending till here. Okay. I doubt maybe 2 weeks. I'm not sure if it is sufficient or not. My question is, if I'm extending it to 3rd week, maybe hardly 1 or 2 class, is that fine for you guys, or you want me to complete within 2 weeks, 2 more weeks, which is pending, because I have committed for 6 weeks And maybe if required, 1 or 2 more class have to take in the 7th week. So is that acceptable? Or anyone has any concern? Any other commitment you have?
It's fine, Tanvi.
That's fine.
No, no.
It's fine.
Fine. Okay. So I don't want to rush. So I want to maintain the same speed. So that is why I thought I will intimate you beforehand. So maybe in 7th week, I have to take 2 more classes. Okay. I was planning this yesterday. So that's all. But don't rush it. So far, we have gone with a good speed. So we'll maintain the same speed. But here onwards, you have to give more effort into this. Because all this queries and the concepts will be a little bit complex. Okay. Fine then. Final call. Any question?
Tanvir, if you don't mind, could you please come again with that minus column character type that I asked you earlier? Like that column. I asked you now, like column name would be the same. You told no, data type would be the same.
Column name. Okay. Got it. Maybe if I have understood correctly. So suppose if I have this transaction 1 table, and in this the column name is ID. Okay.
Okay.
And in this transaction 2 table, I have a column. The column name is transaction ID. Okay. So if you will write this query, select ID from transaction 1 minus select transaction ID from transaction. And this is for everyone. Tell me if I will execute this query, what will happen? The condition is in transaction 1, now I have ID column. In transaction 2, I have transaction ID column, and I'm using this query. This will work or this will throw error message. You all know that.
This will work.
This will work.
This will work.
This will work. Okay, why this will work?
Because the data types are same.
Data type is same or not?
Data type.
Data type is same, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, number of column is same or not?
Yes.
Yes.
That's all. It will work. Okay. So Ashish, you can try this.
Tanvir, but how we can say that the ID would be matched with the taxation ID only? There would be more columns to us on the like integer type only in the second table. How it is matched to the same column? Like there are more columns also now which have the same integer data type.
No. See, that is what I mentioned in the beginning. SQL engine is not bothered in this transaction 1 table how many columns you have, what are the data types. It is not bothered about that. It will just look here that here what you have mentioned. Here you have mentioned that I want ID from transaction 1. I want transaction ID from transaction 2. In this transaction 1, if you have another columns as well, we have 50 more columns. SQL is not bothered about that. It is just bother what you have mentioned here. It will work on this. Is that your question? You can try this. You try this. Create a transaction 1 table, any other table, and keep 10 columns and different data type, and you try this. It will work.
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Any other question? Okay. Fine then. I will stop here. Let's connect tomorrow and work on the assignment, the pending assignments. And today I will give you a few more assignments based on the set operators. Okay. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.